Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
And today we want to talk to you about the modifications that we made to our RV, and be honest with you and tell you when we did it, it was scary.
And why would we make scary modifications?
And the other thing was, this RV was a 2018 and we bought it in January of 2019. We knew we would never have an RV that new again.
And the guy who used it didn't use it much because he was 6'2", and the RV height inside was 6'4".
Yeah, and so what had happened is we had really been looking for an RV, and we had a list of must-haves.
Yes. And twin beds was one of those.
And there were no RVs that checked off everything on our list. And some of the things, just to let you know, having a refrigerator that had a separate freezer, so we had a decent sized refrigerator, having somewhere comfortable to sit, and we really wanted a dual sink in the kitchen. I know a lot of people like the big farm sinks. That's not what we wanted.
We wanted a sink in the bathroom as well.
And so trying to find all of those things was kind of impossible. We could find a ton not a ton, but we found about 3 different or 4 different models that had everything except the twin beds. And so along with it, I had kind of started looking at some videos where people were remodeling RVs. And I realized you can change some things in an RV. And so moving a refrigerator was not going to be an easy one, or changing it out, finding something that would fit in the space that was there.
Space, yeah.
And you could, take out some cabinet space, but that was going to be a little more involved. Moving a couch, putting in a couch, that was going to be, depending on, we're looking for a small RV. That was going to be tough.
And we needed to kind of buy it before we did this, because while it had been on sale for a while, if the one we found that we thought we could modify was gone, we were out of luck.
Well, what we ended up finding was there were several that had the couch, they had the sinks like we wanted, they had the refrigerator, but they had a queen bed. A lot of them, the queen went across. So we needed a walk-around queen so that we could then just take the flat platform, divide it, and that was going to be the big that was kind of an easy modification, but still taking a new RV and changing that, it was scary. And had we not done that, we couldn't have traveled like we have. There's just no way. We have not slept together since we were 6 and 8.
We're not going to start now.
No. And so we decided that while we were doing that, we also are traveling with, MiLena has a cat, I have a dog. At the time I had 2, but my large dog was old and I knew she wouldn't be traveling with us very long. But I need a place for my dog. He needs a crate.
He's comfortable in a crate.
And MiLena, her cat, needed somewhere. And so decided that while we were separating the bed, it had a flip up so you had some storage underneath it that really wasn't accessible. We decided we'd split it, put a crate under my bed, and put drawers that we could actually access under MiLena's.
I have to tell you, those 2 large drawers were a game changer, because this didn't have a ton
of really usable storage. And then the other thing that we had, a couple of other things. An easy one was in the bathroom. This has a huge bathroom for an RV this size, but there was a big closet. Not huge closet, but a nice sized closet. And we just had a shelf put in so that actually for us doubled the amount of storage we had in that closet. And then we didn't want an oven.
No.
We
have tried using an oven about 2 or 3 times.
in an RV.
I tried cooking toast, one of those harder things. I could not get the bread to brown.
And so in our fifth wheel, the oven had become a place for us to store bananas. And that just took up a lot of room for banana storage. And so while we were having this done, we had the stovetop and oven taken out. And the stovetop in this particular model, it wasn't flat. It actually kind of had a little lip on it, so we didn't have counter space. And so by taking that out, it freed up a lot of space.
Yes.
It was scary doing that, but here's the encouragement. If your RV doesn't, if there's something you wish you could change,
chances are you can.
You will enjoy the RV so much more if you can make that change. Now, there, like we said, adding a different refrigerator would have been a harder change, but if you can see a workaround on how can I make this RV more comfortable, you're going to enjoy your trips, you're going to travel more, and you're going to get a lot more use out of your RV.
One of the ways you'll do that is by watching remodeling RVs, because you will see people take anything out and go, I could get that done, or I could do that.
And seeing what, you'll know your situation better. But if you're unsure or you're looking at an RV, this is that became our mindset of, okay, well now, if we look for the sinks like we want, the somewhere comfortable to sit, the refrigerator, what can we find in the length we're looking for that has a walk-around queen? And that, like I said, gave us, I believe it was 4 different manufacturers had a very similar floor plan. And so then the reason we went with the Winnebago, it was 7 feet wide.
Yes, and
that
was huge.
That was.
I haven't driven it very much at all. Sharon does our driving, but that was huge. It was something I'd never towed anything that was 7 feet. With the fifth wheel was 8, but I kept coming back to, I think it's got to make a lot of difference, because those construction zones where you've got concrete on both sides, man, having that extra foot, and I got to tell you, that was the thing that I kept coming back to, and I'm very thankful that we went with the one that was 7 feet wide. It really has made a difference. Not only in driving, but some of the campsites we've stayed in have been really narrow.
Or the turns getting into or out of them, having that extra foot to kind of play around with, it's really been nice.
And it's been, at almost every one, it's been possible to park the van beside it.
It's really made a difference. So, when we were looking at modifying a 1-year-old RV, it was very, very scary. But folks, like we said, we would not have used it. We would not have traveled like we have had we not done that. And making that RV fit you will make a difference in how comfortable you are and how much you go and do. Well, at least that's been our experience. So, if you're thinking about pulling the trigger on some modifications,
Study it and then pull it.
Hopefully we've encouraged you. Thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.